This week on Sailing Gypsy, we're practicing our knot tying in preparation for an exciting adventure on the horizon. We're taking a 30-hour break from working on Jibsea 2 and hopping on a 51-foot catamaran to transit from the Atlantic side of Panama to the Pacific side. We have quite an exciting day ahead of us today. This morning, we're kind of just taking it chill, getting things ready. But in the afternoon, we're going to be helping some of our dock neighbors be line handlers. They're going to be crossing the Panama Canal from the Atlantic side here in Panama over to the Pacific side. And to be honest, we don't know too much about the canal, but we do know that there's going to be an advisor on board who helps you transit the canal, as well as the requirement to have 4 line handlers. So we're going to be one of those 4. I don't know that we were ever really planning on doing it with our own boat. Either way, I think it'll be a really nice experience. If we don't, end up going with our own boat, at least we can say we've gone through it. The Panama Canal was completed back in 1914 and is often regarded as one of the greatest engineering achievements of the 20th century. It significantly shortened the sea route 8,000 nautical miles between the east and west coasts of the U.S., drastically cutting shipping times and costs, transforming global trade. We'll be transiting through the 50 miles or 80 kilometers through a system of locks that will lift us 85 feet above sea level to the level of Gatun Lake, where we'll stop for the night before continuing on in the canal, where we'll then get lowered down to sea level of the Pacific Ocean.
Hi, Sarah. Oh, you're adorable. And this is Sam.
These Rottweiler pups are the cutest crew on board Sam Sarah, a 51-foot Leopard Performance Catamaran that we'll be spending the next day and a half on.
How old are they now? 8 weeks? 9 weeks? You guys are a handful, but you're so adorable. Hey?
Good, it's time to go. We're just heading off the dock now. Let's introduce you to everyone on board. That's Charlie, first mate and renowned chef who will be keeping everyone well fed with his extraordinary culinary skills.
We've got the Captain Mika here.
Because the cruising community is so amazing, it's not uncommon to have fellow cruisers help each other to transit the canal versus hiring line handlers.
So we've got Chris and Chrissy. How big these lines are. These are the big lines that...
Those we got to do a bowling with.
Feel how close they are.
Yeah, I can see the coarseness and the giant fenders.
This is why you need gloves.
Everybody knows Travis. Charlie's going to be tending to these pups while we're out there.
Puppy hair everywhere.
Kind of just floating around here now, waiting for the advisor to be dropped off on the boat. My understanding is they get taxied. Is that right? You've done it before, right?
Yeah. There's a boat that comes by and drops them off, and we're just waiting for the advisor to jump off. And then we're going to head that way.
Under the bridge.
And that's where the canal is.
Here. So apparently there are 2 advisors that hopped on. I thought there was only one.
Probably a trainer.
Maybe.
One learning.
Hopefully there's enough dinner for everybody. First thing we think about, food.
Only sailors on the front, sailors on the back.
So these are the big lines that we're just tying bowlines to. They've got to be a meter wide, or like in diameter. I did the one on the front already. All that practice paid off.
No, it did not for me.
Not for you? Here, I'll do it.
No, I got it, obviously.
No pressure. It's only filmed.
No pressure. Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh my God.
I'll just
I'm
do
under
it.
pressure. No. Don't put this in. Edit this out.
You have to go behind the neck.
What?
You go through the back of the eye around the neck. No, behind the neck. Yep.
That doesn't make sense.
And then through the eye. Oh, no. Then you...
Right.
Here.
We'll edit this out. Embarrassing for me.
Watch the pro.
All right, pro.
All right. So you make an E.
Oh, we're getting a little close, eh?
So, and start moving around the buoy, close to that buoy. Yeah. I think the captain of the ship is on the way already.
Bam-o.
So once he is, the launch reaches
Is that long enough? It might not be big enough.
I don't think that's it either. Oh, yeah, there it is. All right, look at you.
And then what's going to happen is they're going to be sending us thinner messenger lines that will be tying to these thick blue lines. And then they'll be walking with the messenger lines up the lock. Because it was low season, we didn't have to raft up to any other sailboats.
We just had to wait until this big tanker arrived so that we could go at the same time. The advisor guided the captain on speed and proper timing of arrival into the chamber behind the tanker. What they've done to protect the solar panels when they throw the lines is just put these floaties on it.
Lie down on it.
Travis is on puppy watch.
I'm on puppy watch. I got the top.
The best job. They're so adorable. They're so curious. What's everyone looking at? We started to realize that there was a lot of hurry up and wait, but it allowed us to take in our surroundings. The first crocodile, up close.
Oh, freshwater's alligator.
This one's big.
Yeah, the one in the water is big. Can you see the small croc resting over there? They blend in so well, if it wasn't for its mouth hanging open, we'd probably have missed it. We're learning there's a lot of downtime.
Game time yet? Oh, these little parakeets.
It took a little longer than expected, but we finally approached the Gatun locks and prepared to receive the messenger line that will be thrown to us with a monkey knot on the end. Our job as line handlers was to tie the messenger line to the big loop on the blue lines so that the lock attendants could feed them up to the top of the chamber to secure us. As the water started to fill the chamber, we had to adjust the lines to pull in the slack as we rose. There are a total of 3 chambers in the Gatun locks.
So you get this big wash that comes towards you.
So we are in the middle now. We've got one more to go before we get into the lake for the night.
Yeah, it's actually quite chill. And then we wait for our line guys to come to the lines, and then we just pull the ropes back in, and then we walk with them with the small line, so it's not so heavy.
Just watching the advisor Victor here eat, and the food smells so good. The transiting vessel is required to provide 3 hot meals for the advisors and the line handlers on board. Each lock chamber is about 110 feet wide and 1,000 feet long, which was designed to accommodate the largest ships of the time. Nowadays, most ships are built to fit within the canal that handles around 13,000 to 14,000 ships annually, accounting for about 5% of the world's maritime trade.
Going to our 3rd lock. So I kind of just feel like I'm holding hands with another man as we walk the locks together.
By the time we completed the 3rd chamber in the Gatun locks, it was pretty late. Because we were assigned the afternoon transit, we'll have to tie up in Gatun Lake as they do not allow sailboats to transit the canal overnight. This big buoy for the night? The advisor doesn't stay on board and will get a new one in the morning. Before they left, though, they made sure to let Charlie know what breakfast the new advisor will want upon arrival in the morning.
Charlie, all the advisor wants bacon and eggs for breakfast.
Yeah, no, we're having pretty pasta tomorrow morning.
Oh, that's a right.
You want an umbrella?
Just in time for a nasty storm to roll in, but we were all way too excited for this delicious feast that Charlie whipped up for us.
Eating in the rain.
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to. Yeah, she's a little wet, but no worries. Food looks great.
Yes, I probably would have been able to get to it, but he has been yelling at me at every second.
Morning, Charlie. He's whipping up breakfast.
Good morning. Buongiorno.
He's already got lots of fruit and some croissants out.
Sure,
It's really good. And there's frittata coming.
Hi, guys. Oh, hello.
If I'm outside.
Yeah.
So if I smoke here or 5 meters more there, what is it?
That's like the same.
The morning advisors on their way over. The reason why there were 2 advisors yesterday was because one of them was just really observing because he was retiring soon and he was training the other guy. But I think today we're just going to have 1, probably. But it'll be a different guy. Chrissy's ready to receive the jump off.
Our second day was very relaxed, as you can see. After an extravagant breakfast, there was more waiting to time our arrival at the next set of locks, the Pedro Miguel lock.
Got enough space? Yeah, keep going.
We're just slowly approaching this buoy because you don't really want to rub up on something like that. These are pretty hardcore though. They'll do some damage.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not.
Travis,
Oh, it's rocky though.
you don't want to fall in these croc waters.
This thing's actually quite aggressive.
Oh, come on.
Oh my god.
You're a hazard.
I'm impressed.
Okay, so after tying up to the buoy, the wind just died completely because we can't face the wind. Like, we can't point into the wind, so we're kind of at the mercy of however the wind wants to flow. It's kind of non-existent.
Not a lot of wind anyways.
No. So we're just all hanging out here.
We're all panting like puppy dogs here.
So we were supposed to go at 12:30, but now we've been pushed an hour later because apparently we were too late. But Mika here was just following the instructions of the advisor who said start off at this speed, but then he told you to slow down a bit, right? But then we slowed down, I guess, too much.
Yeah.
Now we're sitting here in the heat.
I don't know.
Just crank one engine on and we'll just do circles around this.
Yeah,
Get the
around
wind,
the boy.
get the wind going.
just put one full reverse, one full forward.
There's the breeze. Yeah, the bright work's way too ridiculous to keep exposed.
Everything's covered. I've never seen that before.
With all the extra waiting involved, our transit was taking longer than most. The sailboat passing us was actually from the same marina and had only started its transit this morning. We arrived at Pedro Miguel Lock, which has 1 chamber, which will lower us 31 feet from Gatun Lake's elevation. While we waited for this tanker behind us to get situated, we had lunch in the chamber.
Sauce with garlic and some onion and some spices.
Feel quite special. We had a lot of people come to see just us go down the lock today. So, pretty excited. It's actually kind of funny. It's like a huge spectator. Like standing there.
So the museum's here? Oh, the Canal Museum is somewhere in here.
We're finally descending the final locks. The Miraflores locks is a set of 2 chambers that lowers us the remaining 54 feet down to Pacific Ocean level.
You're finally at the last chamber. 1 more level to go down.
Yeah, we just gotta head north and then we'd be in the Pacific Northwest.
The water's about to go down, so I've got to slack the lines. We've just preemptively unlocked the cleat so that when the water initially goes down, we don't get a super tight hole with more tension, causing it to be a little bit more difficult to unlock. But we can just hold it here like that, and it takes a lot of the load off, and then you can just slowly feed it through to release the tension as the water level goes down. The doors are opening.
A little more than 24 hours later, we've completed one of the world's greatest engineering marvels, the Panama Canal. From here, we move to a designated spot in the bay where the advisor will be picked up and the captain will move his boat to a marina.
Gracias. Arrivederci.
Join us next week when we're back on Jibsea 2. We're holding a very special ceremony before a big day that we've been waiting so long for, ×2. So hit subscribe and we'll see you next Sunday.